Newton resident Jason Bhardwaj is running for the Ward 3 school committee seat, currently held by Anping Shen. Newton News reporter Gina Dacey spoke with Bhardwaj about why he's running and hopes to accomplish if elected.
With his background in biotech, Jason Bhardwaj has a unique perspective to offer Newton's school committee.
Yeah, so I'm in biotech, and I was previously the CEO of a different biotech company, and in that transition actually was when I got a lot of time to think about school committee things, but I am now involved in a new company. It's called Nova & Cora. We're developing a recombinant protein therapy for a rare dermatological disease called EB, epidermolysis bullosa.
Jason offered some insight as to what drew him to the idea of participating on the school committee.
I guess three things. One, kids and community. I have two kids in 1st and 4th grade at Pierce Elementary, and a community around that's been really supportive of my interest, which I think number two sort of stems from a lot of educators in the family and just wanting to be involved in some way, and that's not what I do as my day-to-day work. So that was a motivator. And I think coming out of the pandemic, I really see an opportunity for us to keep uplifting the level of teaching and educational excellence in schools.
He brought up a few issues that are important to him and that he plans to work towards improving.
I've learned a lot talking. Newton is an incredibly large and complex district. So with many elementary schools, 4 middle schools, I've heard quite a bit about varied levels of all sorts of different things, curriculum choices, homework levels, etc. And I think there's a decent opportunity to sort of harmonize and standardize, not to sort of take away autonomy per se, but to actually get the benefit of being such a large town and get that sort of shared experience and capabilities, and also maybe manage dislocations that happen when kids arrive at a next step at a middle school with very different experiences on certain levels, how much homework they're used to having, etc. One thing that as a parent I encountered and was part of sort of my process of inquiry for being interested in this is, I feel like there has been tension in our town across sort of, in my view, conflicts that don't need to be there. Sort of if we want more of this thing, then it's at the consequence of doing less of that other thing. And so I guess from my perspective, I just want to say, like, my goal, and I know as someone who manages a small business, there are always pragmatic challenges. You can only have so much resource and so much time. So it's not to be naive about that, but I think there's a lot of low-hanging fruit in terms of we can do better on some of these things and really not need to trade on some of the others. When kids really need support, we're thinking about and continuing to actively manage how do we give kids who need that extra support. And then on the other side of the spectrum, when kids are ready for a challenge, we're empowering and giving the resource to diagnose that and provide those opportunities. I think appropriate challenge is really motivational for kids, and so making sure that that's sort of dialed in is exciting.
Gina Dacey, Newton News, West Newton.